welcome to lesson 6 of our cursive lessons. Today we are going to start our uppercase letters with A, O, D, and C, E, Q today. Alright, so now that we're in the uppercase letters category, we're going to be using this top line a lot more than we were before, so that those uppercase letters look quite a bit bigger than the lowercase letters. The first thing you're going to notice about the uppercase A is the fact that it looks exactly like the lowercase a. Okay, so if you were to have two A's next to each other, one uppercase and one lowercase, you would have a big A that looks like this and then a little smaller version of it next to it. Okay, let's go ahead and practice our uppercase A's. Now notice how I'm making almost a C shape and then coming back up and then tracing down for my swoop. Okay, it's very important that you give yourself a little space up here to connect to for your uppercase A. And some people do these very sharply, some get a little stylized when they're doing them, but we start off just really simple. Okay. Now you'll notice too with these uppercase letters that we're not having a lot of the swoop up motion at the beginning because we're not really connecting lowercase letters or even uppercase letters together. So you'll notice that their swoop is usually just at the end. Okay, we're going to go to the uppercase O. We're going to have almost the exact same starting motion. We're going to have that C-like motion, but we're going to come up and trace past it and then loop out. Okay, just like that. So we're going to come up, trace, and loop out. Okay, make sure that top is hitting the top line. Okay, and then sometimes when you're dealing with these letters that kind of boop up at the top here, sometimes you kind of come down a little further so that you can connect to a lower letter. Kind of like that, so you can go into an E or something like that. Tracing out. Go ahead and do a few of those. Some can be kind of thin or kind of wide, it doesn't matter. It's still uppercase O. Okay. You can go back in and circle your favorites. I like this one, and I like this one. Okay. As always, feel free to pause me or slow down my videos so you can watch what I'm doing. I try to go slow, but it doesn't always work out. Alright, we're going to do a lowercase d. Now when I was a kid, this one threw me for a loop, so I'm going to go kind of slow for it. So the first thing I do is I start at the top line. Okay, I go slanting down, then I make a little loop, and I touch that bottom line again. Okay, and then I'm going to come up, touch this top line, and then loop forward. So I'm almost going to go slanted, almost straight line, then I'm going to loop forward, touch the line again, come up, touch, and come out. Okay, take your time on this one. You're going to go straight, kind of slanty down like that. Then you're going to make a little loop forward, kind of like a J. Then you're going to come up and hit this bottom line, touch that top, and then loop forward. I'm going to do a few. Go ahead and practice. Sometimes they come down lower so you can connect it to their letters. Ooh, I don't know where I was going with that one. Like I said, sometimes it's okay to make mistakes. I would erase it, but I have my marker here so y'all can see what I'm doing. Alright, there's our capital D's. I like this one. Okay. Let's go ahead and write some words. letters first. Now, this one, they have it disconnected. So we're going to start with the O, loop out, and then we're going to come really close to the bottom, close to that O, bring up our T, trace it down. Come back for our slash lines. Okay. Now the reason why they are disconnecting these is because if you came down from the top, it would kind of look like an uppercase A. So sometimes you have to kind of make that decision depending on your style and how you write your cursive as you get older. But for right now, we're just going to follow our little example here. Then we're going to write the word dive, which is the same thing. Like the otters are diving. So we're going to slant, bring it forward, touch the bottom, come up, and then we're going to make it real close with our IVE. Last one they're going to have us do is Abalone. So we're going to make our kind of C, come up and join it, slant out, bring up our B into an A, back flip into a lowercase L, O, N, and our E. Let's do it one more time. The next letters we're going to practice are C, E, and Q. Uppercase C is very much like the uppercase A. It looks pretty much exactly like a normal handwritten C. So it just goes boop. When I was a kid, I learned to come forward, make a little loop, and then go around. That's the style you'd like to do. That's perfectly fine. They're all still C's. Any of those are perfectly fine. Go ahead and circle your favorite. I'm going to go with this guy. Okay. Now for our E's, we're going to come in, but we're going to do like a mini C on the upper and middle. We're going to come back into a flip and finish out our E. So I didn't really slant that one very well, so I'm going to go ahead and slant this a little better. And what it should look like is a backwards 3 with a little loop in the middle. Just like that. Alright, go ahead and pick your favorite. I'm going to pick this one. And that is uppercase E. Alright. Now we are on to the uppercase Q. So the uppercase Q, you start out at the bottom, kind of like a really low bowl. You come up, then you connect it, trace through a little bit, and come down like that. Okay, so what this reminds me of is kind of like if we're making an O, but upside down. So we're gonna start here, make like a low bowl, find it again, and then we're going to make a little stylized loop. Okay? Some people make these look like twos almost, but the cursive that we like to learn connects it to where it's a little bit more easy to notice what letter it is. So you're going to come up from the bottom, trace into it, and loop out. Notice how I kind of try to tuck that cross through right there at the bottom. Try to make it as even as I can coming up into my circle. Okay, go ahead and pick your favorite one. Alright, we're going to go ahead and write some words with our uppercase letters. First one is going to be a name. It's going to be Carl. So we're going to start out with our C, going up into our A, R, back flip into our L for Carl. Let's go ahead and write Carl a couple times. Okay. Let's try another name. Let's try Quinn with an uppercase Q. So we're coming like this. Trace in, and then where we end off, I'm going to go ahead and connect my U, I, and then Quinn usually has two ends. I'm going to add two ends and come back. I'm going to do it one more time. When you're connecting two ends together, make sure that bottom little swoop gives enough space there so you can really read both of them. Okay, I'm going to add a couple elms, like an elm tree over here. So capital E into a backflip L into a 3 bumped M. Okay, I'm going to do another one down here since I have room. Like an elm tree. Okay, we're going to finish off with the words Easton and Colorado. Time. Okay, all right. That concludes our lesson for today. Hope to see you next time.